Next on Ghost Nation.
It gets crazy in here. We've lost some great clients that have been clients of mine for 20 years.
I felt a child's hand run across the top of my head. There was a warm, sharp feeling across my abdomen. It was extremely frightening.
What is going on? Why is there so much activity in this building?
There were some deaths on the property.
All right, that was a voice.
Yeah.
I heard that.
I heard that.
Hey, Courtney.
Hey, you guys, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Hey.
Good. Thank you so much for
Good.
joining me, and, giving your
got it.
time. I'm excited because I got to talk with Steve. Last time I talked with you was in May, I believe, with Kendall, when the house in between
right.
came out. So I get to talk to you again, but Dave or Tango, what should I call you?
Whatever, it's fine. They're both my name. You're good. Either way.
Okay, but I never got to talk to you before like this. It's usually I'm on a, conference call with other bloggers and reporters. So I'm excited to talk to you.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Same here.
Yay. And, and I have a question because your first episode is going to be the Evil Ink, right? That premieres this in like a couple of days, I guess.
17th, on Saturday the 17th.
That's it. I thought it was coming up, but I was like, I just lost track of time. So, and I,
Don't we all?
yes, it's so easy now, right? But when you guys, when Steve and Jason were on the way there, and you guys were talking about your tattoos, what about you, Tango? Do you have any?
Tattoos? I have two. At the moment. I've had them for a while. I haven't gotten anything in a long time. I have both on my right arm. They are Magician tarot cards. They're different adaptations of the Magician tarot card. I have the classic, and I have another artist adaptation of it as well on my forearm. So two, but I do plan on getting more. I always say this, and I never do it, but I do plan on getting a sleeve at some point.
That's cool. Yeah, because I saw, and maybe it'll be in the episode, but it just seemed like Steve and Jason were kind of. So I was like, well, what about Dave? I don't know, or Tango. I don't know. But then I have a question too about that Evil Ink when Sophia, she was so confident about the hauntings that she had, and I wondered, do you guys feel that's kind of changed now with people where you go to investigate, instead of saying, we're not sure, can you guys give us confirmation? Are people now saying, we know something's here, but then what do they want out of it? Do they still just want the confirmation, or have you noticed that?
Ooh, with this case in particular, they did just want to kind of, know that everything that they were seeing was in fact something paranormal, but they were in crisis. It was wedging, between them a little bit. It was getting in the way of their business. They weren't sure if they were going to have to close their business or not. So they did just want validation, but they also wanted and needed some help quite a bit, and we were able to offer that to them. But a lot of times, in our show, because I think people are starting to realize there's not a tried and true or definitive way to get whatever's there to leave or stop happening. And maybe that's not even what we should be doing. We're here for a very short period of time. If you consider eternity, these things are here forever. Who are we to try to get them to leave? And, or maybe that's where they're supposed to be. We don't really know. But there are ways we can get hauntings to stop, and things like systematic object removal and really taking their home back in terms of verbal commands and that sort of thing. And we have had a lot of success with that. But sort of educating people and teaching them how to, and I'll use a term that everybody knows, coexist with what is there has been really valuable for a lot of people. It's not necessarily, hey, you need to be afraid of this, let's get it out of your house. It's really, giving them a cognitive repackage of what they consider to be scary in terms of the paranormal and educating them on how to deal with it themselves. And it's been very, very valuable. I actually just got a message not too long ago from a couple we have worked with on our coming up episode that said, oh my gosh, thank you so much. We've been actually implementing the techniques that you taught us and told us what to do, and it's been working. We've got some of the activity to stop. We don't fear it anymore. We walk around our house. They're no longer thinking about selling their house. It's not gotten in the way of her writing or their business anymore, and that's really valuable to us. That we've been able to do that for people, and we helped that couple so much. But that didn't come from removing the ghosts. That came from teaching them how to sort of not fear it and live with it. Now, there are some people who just can't do that and want it gone, and we do try to help them as well. And we've had some success on this show and some upcoming episodes. For one of the first times ever, I think, we were actually able to get to move on Ghost Nation, and that's not something that happens often in the paranormal world.
Ooh, that's cool.
That's the best reaction.
I love it.
You're always super fun to talk to, I tell you.
Well, I just like the answer. You know how I feel. And what about the free floating energy? I'm kind of going into the reunion in hell episode a little bit. Was that I want to say from all the years watching this, I don't remember watching you guys go around like that. So, I mean, Steve, you specifically had the EMF, and have you ever? I think you said that was the first time, but is that really the first time you ever saw that happen?
I have seen that happen before in terms of, we do get EMF fluctuations that seem to be free-floating without a source. So that tells you that there is a ball of energy there somehow, whether it be through something paranormal, something organically happening naturally in the environment. That's, as investigators, what we need to figure out. But on this case, the reunion in hell, it's Halloween night, I had never in my life seen it act that way, move on command, able to track it, and the whole time it being just, a free-floating, anomalous ball of it, essentially radiation, move around the environment and interact with us. I had never in my life experienced, so much so that when we were done filming for that night, I literally said to Jay and Tango and the production crew and even Amy and Adam who were there, like, I know everyone's leaving right now, but as an investigator, I need to go study that. I just have to study that. I have to document it. I have to see what happens with the fluctuations. I need to figure all that out. And I did. I went down there with my notebook, and I spent a good chunk of time without cameras or without any, really studying that phenomena and what it could mean for the paranormal field. That was all just off-camera stuff where I just needed, as an investigator, to study that. And I remember Jay just looking at me and said, heck yeah, bro, like, do what you need to do. Get down there, take as long as you want. And the production crew being like, because of, the rules that they have to live with in the TV world, okay, you could stay as long as you want, but you might be alone because we got to head out of here.
That's where you disappeared to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I didn't even know where you went. I was like, where's
really?
Steven?
That's true?
Yes. I had no idea. No, I had no idea what was happening. I didn't know where you were, Holy crap. Now I know.
I went back down there and I studied it with more instrumentation and documentation. And It was still there, and I stayed it until it completely dissipated. Yeah.
Oh, that is so. Tango, were you like looking? Because I know sometimes Steve, well, what we see on TV, he'll kind of like do a little something to get your goat. Were you kind of like, since you didn't know where he was, were you looking over your shoulder like, is he gonna pop out somewhere?
No, I mean, he's my buddy. I was like, where the heck is he? You know, I couldn't find him, and nobody was telling me anything.
It was probably
house was huge, so good luck with that.
Yes, and you were in the basement, of course.
Yep. You just wanted to make sure your ride wasn't leaving without you. That's all.
That's probably what it was. My buddy.
Oh my God! And
that's exactly what it was.
That mansion. Also, one of my friends, she wanted me. Her name's Priscilla Bettis, and she said, "Would you please ask them if you get a chance that if spirits at wealthy places like Seaview are any different than spirits in ordinary people's homes?"
That's a good question.
Yeah, we've done research there before, but we only scratched the surface, previous work. But this time with Ghost Nation, I mean, we really dived super deep into the research, and we're able to find out more things about the people that lived there, the people, that passed there. And I don't want to say too much, but we were able to figure out that there were a lot of pieces from different homes with really dark backstories, documented backstories that were kind of Frankensteined into this one building. And so we were able to look around and find these pieces of I want to say furniture, but decorations and walls, and there's glass there that has weird history. There's a ceiling there that has really dark history, and with that attached our names, and these are names that we can use in our investigation. If there's a connection or not, we have this new ammo that we didn't have before, which definitely, in my opinion, helps our investigation.
Oh, yeah, it was good. You found some good stuff. And it was kind of weird. Both episodes, I got to watch your Evelyn Quinn so far and the Reunion in Hell, and they both have two very interesting things with merged houses and true crime connections. So will we see that in other episodes this season 2?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, one thing we keep talking about this, but one thing that, Tango, me, Jay, we all love about this show is really the sleuthing and mystery aspect of it. In previous work, sure, we would find these stories, but we would take these stories in a way and just, investigate the backstory of it. And here, though, we keep doing, we heard that this person was murdered. They didn't find the records. Well, why didn't they find records? Is there something hidden going on? Let's figure that out. Like, we really dig until every lead has gone dry. And we're using police departments. We're using, state historical societies, the real deal research, about as good as you can get. And we go to these places. They give us records that we can dig through and really unbridled access. And it's been great. And that's one of our favorite parts is the intrigue and the mystery and really putting all of these puzzle pieces together. And they let us explore that. There could be time limitations, that sort of thing, but with Travel Channel and the production company, they really say, guys, this is your investigation. Like, yeah, we need to make a show, but this is your investigation. If you want to dig down these leads and really figure this story out so you can find out who is here, let's do it. Let's roll our sleeves up and put the time in. And we do. And that's one of my favorite parts.
Ooh, thank you.
They trust us to know. Yeah, they trust us to that we know that we're going to do the right thing. And that is, it's a mutual trust, and I love them for that.
That's awesome, because you guys are really, I feel like you've upped your game on that a lot.
Thanks. We did, because the field and this show, it's no longer just the pursuit for the best piece of evidence that you can find. It really is a mission statement to help people, educate them, and get the answers, whether those answers mean a ghost or not. You know, we've helped a lot of people without finding any ghosts at all. But as long as we help people, that's all that we really care about. And luckily for, you know, the viewers, us helping people also includes ghosts and scary stuff that they love to see, and, you know, running around in the dark and being the creepiest places that most likely they're not really interested in going. They want to watch through, you know, our investigations. But we're finding more and more that as the audience grows, they do want to go to these places. They do want to see these things. They do want to experience it. And I've had people recently say, you know, I would watch you guys on Travel Channel season 1, but now, you know, I'm actually doing it myself. I'm going to these places, and it's like, whoa! And they're actually doing the research too before they go to these places. It's pretty cool to see.
Look what you guys did, trendsetters.
Oh boy! Thank you.
I think, Courtney, if you have one more quick question, I'm sorry, we're going to have to wrap in just a second.
Okay, I will just ask one last question. Do you, the COVID-19, this, I'm assuming for viewers, a lot of this was filmed before all that.
Well, you know, no, not really. The only episode that was filmed before COVID is the season opener on the 17th. That was filmed in, I want to say February or March, right before Travel Channel, you know, said we need to not risk the health of you guys, the crew, or risk the health of, you know, people that we would be coming in contact with. They wanted to be a part of the solution and not the problem. So, you know, they took everybody off of the road and shut down production. But then when, you know, some things were loosened a little bit, they gave us very, very strict protocols and procedures to follow and to keep everybody safe. And you know, and we were able to film the rest of them during, you know, this whole shutdown we have here. But they're very strict. You know, we have to stay in our own little bubble. We get tested every week. We, you know, we take our temperature twice a day. There's a lot that goes into it. We're not allowed to shake strangers' hands. We can't get within feet of, you know, we can't go to restaurants. We can't do, you know, a lot of those things, but it's fine because we're still able to make the show. And some of our best episodes have come out of it because we're focusing on other things, and we're really digging much deeper because there's not as many moving parts today, so we're able to focus where we think the energy needs to be. Really a blessing, honestly, that we've been able to do that after COVID. So the episodes really happened during the quarantine.
Oh, that's so interesting. Oh, my gosh. Okay, well, I'm glad I asked that. And you guys, thank you so much for your time, and I'm really excited for the premiere. So it's 17th, and we're ready to rock and roll and watch you.
Thank you, Courtney. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. You're super, super sweet, and always ask the best questions. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Steve. It's been nice to talk with you, Tango.
Same here, Courtney.
You've been listening to Haunt Jaunts, a podcast for restless spirits. My name is Courtney Maroc, and it's been my pleasure to be your host and guide for this journey. I snagged the music Phantom from Space from Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech. If you'd like to continue exploring beyond the podcast, jaunt with me online anytime at hauntjaunts.net. Or if you liked what you heard, be sure to subscribe to Haunt Jaunts wherever you get your podcasts from. You can also jaunt with me socially on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. You'll find links to all of Haunt Jaunts' social media on the website, as well as a player on the podcast page with all of the episodes. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until our paths cross again, ciao for now.